give us your vision of this area in 20 years.
I hope it's an interactive, driverless community that's busting out of the seams and building on some of the things we just talked about.
Thought Leaders is sponsored by Eastern Gateway Community College. With more than 35 programs, Eastern Gateway can help you with your career preparation and transfer plans.
What do you think would be the primary issues, if you will, holding this area back?
Funding's always a challenge. It's difficult. We've been very aggressive. I think you have to be aggressive to get funding. I will say that we count on and lean on the Chamber to assist us when we go for some of our lobbying efforts down in Columbus, and then lobbying when we go to Washington, D.C. It's no secret for the build grant to get that. We had to do a lot of lobbying for that and advocating our project. For the Mahoning River, be able to get the money from the administration. When I say advocating, it's just talking about the project, explaining why it's a good project, explaining why everybody in the region thinks it's a good project, and then it gets a little bit easier. So the challenge is funding projects. The formula is to make sure that your state and federal legislators understand what you're trying to do, and then they'll go to bat for you. It's all working together. It's partnerships, it's cooperation. Sounds like a cliche, but that's what works. You've got to be on the same page. For all of our successes that we had in Columbus and then we went to Washington, everybody identified this region as working together and having a common goal, and that made it a little bit easier for them to certainly continue to push for us, and it's been successful.
As we talk about what the future holds for this area, I know you think part of the key could be the Lordstown area.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about your vision or what you think could really happen out there that could help boost this entire economy.
Yeah, there's great opportunity out there. Having Lordstown Motors present out there, LG Chem, that announcement. We want to work with those areas and those companies. We met with the mayor, Arno Hill, last week. We met with Ohio Commerce Park representatives. The Chamber was with us. The YSU was with us. They got their pulse on what's going on out there. They've been in discussions with TJX. We want to know more. We want to know, how do we get more distribution centers here? How do we get more battery plants? So what we're going to do is we're having discussions of trying to establish, and we worked with the Ohio Turnpike too. We're having discussions to turn around and redo the Turnpike interchange. As it stands right now, it's currently a split interchange, which precludes anybody in the trucking industry from bringing in triples, 3 trucks in a row with 1 driver connected. If we can turn around and either connect the ramps and connect them to what they call staging areas, it would make it easier for everybody in that area to get their deliveries and certainly save them money. I mean, just FedEx alone has to unhook their triples off of State Route 5 in the Turnpike, and it's 21 miles back to their distribution area on Bailey Road. If you put a staging area or connect the Turnpike ramps right there in Lordstown, it's 3.5 miles. They think that's $600,000 annually that they could save if we could make this staging area. But we don't want to just do that, and FedEx is just one example. All this makes it easier for everybody. But we want to focus and capture the technology that's going into the area. We're looking at creating State Route 45 and portions of Bailey Road to be a smart corridor. If you look at what's going on in Columbus, they're a smart city. They have a connection from Dublin to Marysville, where the Honda plant is. It's State Route 33. It's a corridor that runs there that they call that their smart corridor. And they do a lot of testing of this new technology.
Of autonomous vehicles.
Technology,
okay.
Vehicles talking to themselves. It starts with putting the high-speed internet fiber in the ground and then having the connectivity of anything you want to test, because you have that connectivity in the ground. So we want to establish that on State Route 45, get the money to put those fibers in the ground, and then connect up anything out there as a testing ground. We feel our area is even more advantageous than what's going on in Columbus, because we have practical applications with the battery plant sitting there, with producing an electric truck at Lordstown Motors, with Bright Industries, or the incubator up there for energy incubator right out there in Warren. It's all going to be right in that proximity of State Route 45, so we feel it's advantageous for the state to invest in this corridor. And if they invest in this corridor, I'm certain that other companies will come and line that corridor with us. So that's our vision. We are going to try to take that. That's one of our looks as a smart corridor. When we talk about what else we can do out there, we're in discussions to see if there's anything from a intermodal or multimodal connectivity that we can make differently. We have a ton of rail lines out there. Is there something we can do that makes it more advantageous to get whatever we need to get to TJX, to LG Chem, quicker off a train, on a truck, or vice versa, and then making sure we take advantage of anything we bring in here, shipping it back out. There was discussions if we bring trains in here carrying the stuff that they need to produce the batteries, they don't want to leave these trains empty when they leave, but there's an opportunity to ship grain under a new trade agreement with China. We can start shipping grain back out on these empty train cars. So it's way beyond sort of what I'm an expert in, but I'm gladly learning every day. But we're investigating that opportunity and want to take advantage of that opportunity if we get that chance.
And I know that Youngstown has landed really a major summit this summer that would typically go to a much larger city, and this is kind of a unique opportunity that will bring a lot of people to our area too. So talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, we're fortunate working with Drive Ohio. They wanted to hold the Ohio Smart Mobility Summit in the state. Again, when I talk about trying to put Ohio in the forefront of autonomous vehicle and that technology, right now Ohio is one of 5 states that lead the nation in that type of research. In order to continue to move the state forward, they wanted to have a summit, bring people in, bring vendors in, bring exhibitors in. They were going to have it in other parts of the state. We were able to talk them into coming to Youngstown, Ohio. That's a home run for this area. That's high-end companies, people really coming to this area to meet and talk about and really exhibit and display and demo the technology. It's going to be July 16th and 17th. We're going to start really waving that flag here in the very near future to bring in sponsorships and to bring in those vendors and speakers. But we're looking at having the Cavelli floor with exhibitor booths, 15, 20, maybe 30 exhibitor booths, live demos outside of autonomous vehicles. We're talking about demonstrating different types of drones. And then we're also looking at different intersections in downtown Youngstown that we could block off and show the connectivity and the technology off there. It really, it's going to be an outstanding event. It's not Youngstown, it's the region. We're going to showcase, and we're talking about having a bus trip to possibly go out to Lordstown Motors just to get more people involved with the region. Again, it's great for this area to be able to hold some type of event like this to this caliber. And it's statewide. We said it's statewide, it's nationwide, because we actually have representatives from various states now coming and signing up for it. So it's exciting, more to come, and you can find a lot more information on our website too, the Eastgate website.
All right, I'm going to have you put on your thought leaders cap real quick and give us your vision of this area in 20 years.
I hope it's an interactive, driverless community that's busting out of the seams and building on some of the things we just talked about. We have a great, the YBI in downtown America makes. We are a tech belt. We want to start showing that off, and I hope it explodes. I think the opportunities in Lordstown, combining with the innovation that's going on in downtown Youngstown, with Bright out there in Warren, with the university, Kent State, Trumbull, I hope that we just moved ourselves out and up in this type of technology. I'd love to see a research and development building built somewhere that's going to start taking better looks at this technology and bringing in more businesses. And that's what we want to be. We want to be a tech region. We don't want to be, we won't say the Rust Belt, and I won't ever use that. We want to be the tech belt and the tech belt of the future.
Thought Leaders is sponsored by Eastern Gateway Community College. With more than 35 programs, Eastern Gateway can help you with your career preparation and transfer plans.